Hey, sweetie pie, how you doing? In one of my previous videos, I've talked about people who feel like they don't belong here on Earth and why do they feel this way. But let's look at things differently. You don't belong here, you're stuck. Now what you gonna do? To say it simply, there's two ways to go. Down or up. Most people who choose to go down, well, the journey is gonna be pretty short. Your life's gonna suck. It's gonna be pretty depressing. You can blame everyone. You can feel like a victim. You can feel like your life is constantly getting interfered and interrupted and everything's going against you. You're feeling sad, depressed, pissed off. You hate the world. You hate the people. You hate the system. You hate the matrix. You hate everything. Now that you're done, you're still depressed and you might be a little bit suicidal. You're still scared to push, like pull the trigger and do stuff because you're scared that you're gonna end up here again. So you're stuck and you're suffering. And then you choose to go up. That's the short journey. Because most people, they can only stay in a crappy place for so long. Now, when you choose to go up, we need to face some facts, uh, for most, but it's temporary. Life is not fun and it's not easy most of the times. It's pretty challenging, it's difficult, it's dirty, it's ugly. Most people don't get help. Most people don't get the support they need. Most people don't get to talk about things they need and want to talk about. But now you get everything. You've been there, you've done that. You've seen how you're being treated by people. If you feel like you don't belong, so duh, that's the case. But what do you do? What do you do when you're stuck? So, knowing that you might be afraid of the death trap or reincarnation and coming back here, the best option for you is to learn as much as possible about yourself and about what's beyond. Now, of course, there are many theories, as many people out there talking about it, sharing their point of view, there are that many stories and even more. So you have to cherry pick and make up your own mind of what you believe in, how things are for you, for what's beyond, and all that. But if you don't want to come back here, it is so important to believe in yourself and in what your consciousness can do. Knowing that you are creating all of this, that you are creating your experience, and taking that accountability and responsibility for telling to yourself somewhere along the way, no matter how many long ago, no matter how many lives ago, or when, or why, or how, I've made a decision to come here. And that here might not be specifically Earth, but you chose to play the 3D physical game. You chose to engage in some sort of activity that eventually has led you here. Because if you would look at, let's say, the basketball court or the football, the soccer field, there are plenty of rules and you just want to play. You want to score a goal, you want to get some points and win and be happy about it. Of course, there's going to be some challenges. You're going to run around, you're going to get tired and stuff. But in sports, that happens. Eventually, if you know that you're going to win, it gets super satisfying. One thing players don't agree with and they're not expecting is that they're going to get injured. Yeah, no, you're gonna be pushed around. You're gonna get some blocks and stuff, but you can still keep on going and just every day, every game, we get that. But you don't expect that after jumping or running, you're gonna step in a weird wrong way and break your ankle or something. You're not expecting that. That was not your choice. It just happened accidentally around everything that was happening. That's how you get here. Somewhere along the way, no matter how many lives ago, no matter what you were doing, you've decided that you were gonna play with the 3D universe, with the physical universe. Whatever happened, whatever life, where you were, I'm gonna come here and teach people. And not necessarily people on Earth, but if you have someone you admire, like, hey, you look up to Pleiadians, you look up to Irmas, maybe the Hygetans, maybe Lyrans, and you really feel like they're your soul family and you like them, well, the thing is, in one of your past lives or your other aspects, you have been with them. And you have been helping them, and you have been supporting them, and you've been doing things with them. If you were to explore your past life memories or just recollect things that you've been doing somewhere, if depending on what kind of frequency you tune into, you will find out your lives. You will find out what you were doing with them, your goals. So knowing that you have the ability to tap into those experiences and remember, why did you decide it? You will find nexus points that created the decisions or the personality or the identity that you have currently, or that kind of ended up shaping you the way you are today. But eventually, it just gives you information on what did you do to get here. And all of that doesn't really matter because it really depends. For most people who hate this game, who hate this world, hate the people, hate the system and NPCs and everything else, there's so many things to hate. It's your choice. But a lot of people who are in that hate choose to go into destruction or war or fighting. And that's like, oh, reptilians did it. Oh, it's the SSP. Oh, it's the government. And I'm gonna get them back. When I get out of body, when I die, I will do this. Yeah, great. But that choice to fight and join the war keeps you in the game. Instead of choosing to quit the game and never come back and be free of this place, most people who are in that hateful place choose to still keep on engaging and continue the whole game. Those decisions to continue the fighting and the war with the reptilians or the AI or the system or whatever is going on with this world that you might not like, you engage in the game and it will lead you to decisions that create those nexus points that might lead you back here on Earth again. So I think it's important for people to realize that feeling hateful is good. It's natural. It's okay. But you have to be smart enough to know that it is not worth getting involved in all of this, and you have a choice to leave and never come back and not be part of this. Because people who choose to keep on engaging and fighting keep on creating this duality, good, bad, right, wrong, and this whole fighting humans, reptilians, and Dracos, and Mantis, and AI, and whatever stories you read and hear and listen to, you know, it's it shouldn't be someone's main goal. It can be something you would like to do, and you can do it while you are still here in the astral. If you want to fight back, if you still want to do something about it, you can learn about your consciousness shifting, or astral travel, or out of body, and then again, it's all labels, so it doesn't really matter how you call it. But even being right here, right now, you might be sitting or like laying down in bed and stuff and listening to this video, listening to me talking. While you're here, fully conscious, wide awake, you can just close your eyes or keep them open and imagine or think that if you have groups that have been targeting you, if you have enemies in the astral, you can take care of them. With your own mind, with your own imagination, you can go and take them out, or you can create different alter realities where you deal with them. You give them a better option. For example, if there are, let's say, a reptilian group or the SSP or someone else who is after you, and they're after you because, well, you might have destroyed their spaceship. You might have done something to piss them off. So they're here after you, trying to suppress your life. Whatever happened, you can create an alternate universe where that spaceship will keep on existing, or you can create a different reality for them. Just imagine the way you would write a book. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom, and yada yada yada, and you create the details in your head with your own mind, with your own eyes, with your imagination. Doesn't matter how, but you can. It's just like writing a story, word after word you created. So, whoever might be targeting you, you can give them a better deal. Usually, when dealing with these guys, a threat usually does it, but most of the time, if they have higher ups, they will not really give a damn. So when we're dealing on this fight of, I will kick your ass, I will do this to you, and I will do that, if they have higher ups, they will not care. They will follow someone else in the whole pyramid, and the best thing is, hey, look, I've created a reality for you where you can go, and it's up to your own imagination with how you're gonna create that bubble. Imagine it's just a bubble, your own private reality, and you can create tons of them. You do it all the time, anytime you fantasize about a certain event. Oh, it's me saving the day. Oh, look at me working in the gym. Oh, look at me, it's like resting in Hawaii. If you fantasize throughout the day about something, you're creating that reality. The same way you can offer different realities in the astral or other places for these beings. Doesn't matter if it's entities, reptilians, SSP, or someone else, you can give them a better option than targeting you, a more interesting game. And you can cancel out this deal. Dealing with the higher ups, same way, they leave you for something better that you have offered. That luge, that getting you back for what you've done and everything else will not matter anymore because you gave them something better to do. And in that deal, you can say, hey, you will be allowed to go into this reality and this world and live there the way you want if you stop messing with me. For example, this is just one out of so many ways that you can think of how to deal with them. Because everyone will have their own way. There are no specific rules. Same with meditation, same with massages, same with other things. It's up to you how you create. It's up to your comfort. It's up to your creativity. That being said, when you're stuck here, there are ways to deal with things if you feel like fighting, but you know that, look, no one's going to help you, no one's going to support you, no one's going to tell you all this stuff. So that motivation and, hey, go do that and everything else, it's short, it's not going to last, you're never going to feel like it anyway. So you have to sort of suck it up and keep on going. When you keep on going, you don't have to love this world. You don't have to get tons of goals of, I'm gonna do this. You don't have to enjoy that experience that much. But at least make it handleable for yourself. And I'm sorry for the ways I describe things, because my English kind of got worse and stuff. But anyway, you don't want this life that you're in right now to suck all the time. You don't want to be displeased, you don't want to be depressed all the time. So you have to do small things that you know will work eventually, and it goes on many levels. Are you taking care of your physical body? Are you taking care of your hormones? Are you drinking water? Are you breathing enough? Is your body an ache or not? Simple, small stuff, but you have to take care of the basics before you go higher, right? In order to be fully happy, you have to be a little bit selfish. Put yourself first. Learn to love yourself. Learn to have a higher self-esteem. And that's where you have to start. If life or people treated you the way where you weren't first, you were always giving, 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 and doing things for others, and no one really ever gave a damn, and you never got it back, but you want to be appreciated, start appreciating yourself. And I'm talking from my own personal experience because, kind of been there, done that. And for me, there have been times where life really sucked, and I wanted out, and I've tried and it didn't work, and I've tried and stuff. But I found things that made it handleable, and I was able to create the current life we have right now, which is quite enjoyable. It's not that I'm like jumping in rah rah, like the world is the best. I love my life every day. No, but I'm not depressed. I'm not sad. I'm not disappointed. It's either normal, where like neutral, or I get something to do that makes it quite enjoyable for a day or a while. And those activities, again, basic stuff, you take care of yourself, but then exploration. You've met people, all kinds of people in your life. Some of them were good, some of them were bad, some of them really didn't care about you, but you haven't met everyone, and there are differences. There are a lot of conscious souls, a lot of people who have been with Lyrans or Pleiadians or Irmas or some of the races that you might admire or like, and they're here walking among us, but you haven't met them yet. They're out there. There's plenty of them. Soulmate, twin flame, and all that stuff, plenty of them here. But again, you haven't met them. Tinder are like other little apps. It's 50-50. You can get hooked and you can get played with and you can get people who are hijacked and NPCs and there to handle you. But if you go out, if you get out of your comfort zone and learn to do something that you haven't done yet is going to help you out. And that's the thing. If you feel like you don't belong here and you're feeling stuck and you're looking for a way, you have to do something that you haven't done yet, and you have to become someone that you haven't been yet. Same with manifestation and other things. We have to change. We have to change, and it's a must be. If you were hating your life, you don't have to love it. You don't have to make it like super enjoyable, but you don't want to be suffering all the time, which is why finding different activities that might be good enough for you, finding something that will be interesting enough for you, at least for a little while, it's important. But then learning as much as possible. Because there's physical life where you get to engage and do things that makes it manageable. But then there's spirituality where you have to dig within yourself. Because all the answers, everything you need is within you. The books, the podcasts, and everything else, people cherry pick. You listen to me, cherry pick. You don't have to like everything. You don't have to agree with everything. Have your own opinion, have your own mind, have your own beliefs. Decide for yourself what fits with your beliefs, with your fundamentals, and what doesn't. I have my own take on things, but it's me. It's my experience. I'm sharing what I'm seeing. I'm sharing what I'm experiencing, and that's it. So what I've learned for myself is that, you know, that thing with getting out of body and people trying so freaking hard to get out of here, that practices all of the techniques where you're laying in bed and not moving and trying to keep your consciousness awake while your body falls asleep and everything else. We create too many rules for ourselves while we can be game creators and makes things much easier for ourselves. That meaning you can be fully awake, fully conscious here, but you can close your eyes and just like I talk in some of my other videos, imagine going on Google, you're looking at some photos and swiping your photos. By looking at a certain picture, you focus on it and you end up in that experience. A certain place, a certain location, certain people, certain emotions, but you focus on it and it makes you feel something. Next picture, next kind of emotion, but your focus is on it. So same way, your consciousness, you can imagine a picture, think of a place, and you will end up there. The more you focus on something, the more you start creating. Like if you're in your room listening to me, what if you were somewhere in the mountains, somewhere in the forest, with the birds chirping and the river flowing? Can you just focus on it and see what's around you? Hear the birds, hear something else. While fully awake and conscious, but focusing on something else, your consciousness shift. If you learn how to, let's say, being fully wide awake, but learning how to shift your focus elsewhere, you learn how to get out. But the same way you learn how to tune into your other lives, past lives, other aspects, other frequencies, whatever is important to you, whatever you're feeling, whatever you tune into, you can get information. By that, you get to tune in to other parts of you and other beings and talk to them because you can have a full-blown conversation. The way you can be talking to your parents or your friend or someone else or ChatGPT, the way you're listening to my videos and you might hear something that's important to you, you can ask the questions to beings that you want to connect to. Do you like Hermes? Do you like Tagetans? Do you like Pleiadians? Choose a being that you would like to connect to. Try to define the specific essence that you want to connect to. Ask them a question. You can do it right here, right now. If you can't see them, that's okay. Connect to the essence, the feeling state. For example, if you have a pet you love, but you might have lost, or you just have a pet and you know that, like my dog's laying on the bed right now. Great. I don't have to go and pet him, but if I think about my dog, he has a specific kind of essence. If I think about a certain person, that person has specific kind of essence, and I know who exactly I'm connecting to. I don't have to meet them. I don't have to see them. I don't have to hear them. It is that feeling state, the essence I'm getting from that being. When I get that, then within my own mind, telepathically, I can ask a question. When you ask questions, you also need to define to yourself how are you gonna get the answers? Because beings you can communicate with will have a lot of ways to communicate with you, and it's up to you to learn how will you receive the information. Some people can hear an answer out loud, like, or in their own head, and it's going to be very clear. Others, no loud answers. It's just going to be a thought in their own mind. So they might think, oh, it's just me thinking. But that information was downloaded from a being. So you have to like learn to discern what are your own thoughts, what are your own feelings, and what else is coming in or is being brought in or being downloaded. If that's a bit too much for you, you can learn to ask for specific signs, look for something, look for information, whether you open specific page in a book, whether you scroll online and open up or like surf the net and open up an article and it has one paragraph that fits exactly the information that you needed, it's going to be it. But the thing is, you need to learn to define to yourself what are the best ways to receive those answers, because people often ask, but they do not know how to receive. So for us, waiting for a dream, waiting for a sign and everything else is a bit too much. And the best way to get the answer, well, for me, probably, is knowing this. So you ask a question and you just know the answer. It comes from within you. And again, it's the beings you connect to. You have a connection, you have a relationship, so you communicate. And there you can get all the answers. Ask about afterlife. Ask about what's going on. Ask about different realities, whatever is important to you. If you're feeling like you don't belong in this world and you're stuck, from my perspective, you know, this whole journey, as long as you live here, it's gonna be challenging all the time. Challenge after challenge. One thing passes, something new comes. You become better, you learn new skill, your life gets better, and you will get something new that's gonna get in the way that you're gonna have to deal with. That's life. But with it, when you learn to handle things, when you learn to not react to triggers as much, know that it's happening, acknowledge that it's happening, but stop giving in emotionally. Stop feeding the system, stop feeding off with the luge. Then you become a being who does not feed them as much, so they don't target you as much if you stop reacting. Once you learn to not react and feed them as much, and your life is a bit freer from all the interferences, then again, whatever you decide to do with your physical life is up to you. But spiritually, learning as much as possible, as much as possible about yourself and what's within you, it's all here. All the podcasts, all the books you can get, all the courses and stuff, it's just gonna be 5%. Everything else is within you. It does not matter for techniques. It does not matter for who teaches it. It does not matter at all. What you need is here. So you have to learn to discern what is yours, what is you, the real you, and what might be fake. The fake stories, the even fake like past lives, even fake identities, entities and identities that we get from other people and stuff. You have to discern those, what's you and what's not. When you learn that, you can talk to your own inner beingness, even connect with your other aspects in other lives and talk to them, get information, or just connect and download it without talking. But then you get the answers. And the picture becomes very clear where you get the knowledge and everything else here, you know, religions and dogmas and teachers and courses and whatever you get. It's like everyone's sharing a story and you can look at it and agree with it or not, or just pick out, cherry pick whatever fits your reality the best. But all of the answers are within. When you learn to discern that and communicate with your other aspects or other beings out there, then you get a very clear picture of how things work and how easy it is for your consciousness to not have limits here, to not have interferences. That scary part of I'm feeling depressed. I chose to go down and I want to off myself, but I'm afraid of the death trap. I'm afraid of reincarnation. All of those fears, all of those stories about what can happen and the things you have to deal with in life after death. Archons and reptilians and the white light and you name it. So many things that we hear from people. It will not matter when you learn within yourself what's out there and what you can do. You know that you are limitless, you're infinite, and it's just a bunch of stories that exist for those who believe in it and who see it. But even while it exists, it does not have to affect you because you do not give it that power. It's like, oh yeah, the grid around the earth, yeah, it can exist, whatever. It's not going to affect me. I can teleport, just like that, move. The same way you swipe pictures, the same way you swipe your phone and Facebook, Instagram, like all the social medias, swipe, swipe, swipe. It's that easy. Your focus is here and there within seconds. So for you to consciousness shift and get out, it's that easy. Boom, 1 second. Nothing can stop you. But to learn that and to fully believe, you have to get to this place where you're really comfortable with yourself and what you can achieve. But that takes time for you to dig within and get rid of the blockages, the negative beliefs, whatever stops you. Everyone will have a different story. Everyone will have different challenges and difficulties. But learning to deal with your own hardships, your own shadow self, your own demons, you will get all the answers where it makes like you insoluble. Physically, sure, there's always going to be something that stops you, but your consciousness is free. So, in my opinion, if you're feeling like you don't belong here and you're stuck, the best thing to do is learn as much about this, like yourself and what's beyond, and the things you can do to get out and never come back, or the possibilities and things you can do to make this life easier here. That being said, hey, share your own story, your own thoughts if you want to, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.